Valkyr is a Warframe long forgotten in time, but now she has gotten a rework finally, and in today's video I have an extremely good build. 2 or maybe 3, I guess, depending on how you judge it. So without any further delays, let's quickly hop into this video. Valkyr is one of the Warframes that I always loved the concept of, but sadly in practice she wasn't that good. There were better Warframes for melee and they were just better and faster Warframes. She was good for Warcry and that's pretty much it in my opinion. Now this is coming from someone who hasn't played Valkyr a lot, so I'm not a Valkyr main, so sorry about that, but I definitely might become one after this. So before we cover the rework, the builds, everything, we gotta cover the fashion frame. This is what it looks like. I do have to say, I don't know who made this 10th-gen skin, I'm sorry, but it looks extremely good. I like it more than I do the deluxe skin, yes, I'm sorry to say, but hopefully what you guys can do is click that like button down below, subscribe, bell icon, many more videos to come. Very much appreciated by me, almost 21,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can hit it by the end of July, but let's see if we can kill and I guess hit our enemies with our abilities, starting off with the passive. First of all, the old passive was you would recover from knockdowns faster. Nowadays, it has been changed out. You have this rage meter in your bottom right hand side. This meter can go up to 300% increased melee damage. And there's another benefit to it. When it is above 150%, taking lethal damage will consume the meter itself and not allow you to get killed, and you will be able to continue on, increase it, and then rinse and repeat that again. I have to say, the change to her passive is extremely good. And one other change that I really like, first ability, Ripline. Ripline is so good now. The movement has been changed out. It no longer stops midway. You can actually maneuver with this now, and funnily enough, it's so good. It's almost on par with the movement of Oroxia, so I guess they finally changed it out when the spider frame came out. Nonetheless, there is one more added benefit of grouping up enemies. If you Ripline onto an enemy, it will group up enemies that are nearby it, and I actually have a fun build around this ability alone. I have to say, one of the best crowd controlling abilities in the game at the moment. The second ability is gonna be Warcry. Warcry hasn't really changed out much, but you can cast it while you're moving and it is recastable. And it's so good for a maneuverable Warframe like this one. Being able to cast your ability while moving is incredibly good. And one more amazing benefit, we have an affinity range all-round buff, so whoever is in your affinity range will get this buff. Even if they leave, come back in, they're still gonna get it, so that's really nice. Nonetheless, this ability will increase your melee attack speed and increase your armor as well. I forgot to say that, but what we won't forget is the third ability, Paralysis. Paralysis has been changed out as well, just a tiny little bit. First of all, the slow from Warcry has been placed on here, so you're gonna be slowing down enemies alongside giving them melee damage vulnerability. So as you can see by the little thing up on screen right now, the enemy's health bar will change. They will have this little border around, meaning they're only vulnerable to melee attacks. As you can see, when I search the epitaph, it disappears. This ability will allow you to do millions and millions of red crit damage without needing to subsume other abilities onto this Warframe. But there is going to be a Helminth Ability. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But now, Prolonged Paralysis, the augment for this ability, extremely good. This is going to pull in enemies towards you, acting like a CC ability, crowd controlling enemies, and the stun duration from this ability will get increased by 200%, which is going to be very good. It's going to stun the enemies a little bit longer, which is very nice. And sometimes it can ragdoll you and the enemies around, which is very fun to see. And now moving on to the fourth ability, Hysteria. When she goes mad, before you were invulnerable, but now you are vulnerable. You can take damage now, but your Warcry armor buff will now triple, so you will gain around 300% increased armor. You're immune to status effects, but you can self-stagger with weapons like the epitaph, so keep that in mind, but it's not that big of a deal. You won't honestly even notice it. But we have another added feature where attacks from Hysteria will also heal you as well. One more cool feature that I do want to mention, that her talons now have a combo multiplier, so on each one of her combo attacks, she's gonna have an increased 300% extra damage, which is very good, and force slash procs on some attacks as well from the combo, which is even better. Nonetheless, I am honestly pretty satisfied with the changes to this Warframe. As I said, I haven't really played her much before, but I love her mechanics now. All of the demonstrations of the abilities have been shown with the base build in mind, and that is the first build of today's video, the beginner build. This is my Valkyr beginner build. For you guys that are just starting off, maybe go Valkyr Prime, or for example you just have Valkyr, this is the build that I recommend for you guys. Don't worry, the Talons will come up, but patience is a virtue. So let's move on to the main course of today's video, and that is going to be, first of all, the Helminth Ability of the day, Nourish. I am sad to say, because I don't love using Nourish on my builds, but you don't really have to subsume Clever Wrathful Advance because you already have red crits with your Talons, so that's not useful. And Roar, it just gives you damage increase, you can get it through other means. Nourish gives you energy and gives you viral, which is very, very good. And the build is up on screen right now. In the Aura slot, we have Steel Charge, increasing our melee damage. We have Power Drift in the Exiles slot. We have Blind Rage. We have Prime Continuity. We have Archon Intensify, which is going to increase our power strength by another 30% when we heal ourselves, and we're doing it all the time. We have Stretch, Prolonged Paralysis, Equilibrium, Umbral Fiber, and Umbral Vitality as well, alongside Molt Augmented. And we have Arcane Battery, which is going to increase our maximum energy per armor point that we have up to 1000 armor, which is going to be incredibly good. This build is a little bit more expensive. It does require a number of armor, but there is an alternative, and this is going to be a part of the second build as well. One of the mods that you can replace, the Umbral mods that I recommend you replace, is going to be the Fiber one, and you can replace it with Health Conversion. It is going to be honestly my best recommendation for you to do, because you're going to be getting health orbs like crazy as well through other means. We'll talk about that in just a second. Nonetheless, the second build of the day, the Rip Line build. This is my main AoE crowd controlling fun build. The thing here is you have a little bit less energy sustain, and that is going to be difficult in the first 5 to 6 minutes of gameplay in Steel Path, but once more Eximus units start spawning and once your companions start doing their work, trust me, you're not going to have any issues. This is the build up on screen. This is where I recommend you use Health Conversion as well. It's gonna, you can use either one, either or. It is completely dependent on you if you already have the Umbral Forma. If not, it is, as I said, up to you. But this build is going to be my main Ripline build. Yes, we do not have as much power strength here, but don't worry, we're going to make it up in other means, and those other means are going to be the Archon Shards of choice. We have one yellow one, which is going to give us 25% additional casting speed, and then 1, 2, 3 purple Archon Shards, which is going to be giving us 25 melee critical chance, and then an additional 25% additional critical chance if our energy is above 500. And trust me, with 1000 something, it definitely is going to be. But one of the key features of this Warframe, her Talons, we didn't talk about those yet, and this is my main Talons build. Here we are utilizing Condition Overload, the Galvanized Steel, we are utilizing Viral, Shocking Touch, which is going to give us electricity, Amalgam Organ Shatter, and Galvanized Elementalist, and Melee Influence. Every time we proc electricity, our elements applied to that one enemy are going to go and then chain to other enemies nearby. The cooldown cannot get refreshed, but trust me, this is going to be extremely good. And Dreamer's Wrath is going to enable Tennokai alongside giving us additional critical chance on our heavy attacks, which is so good. Amalgam Organ Shatter is not necessary here. You can use base Organ Shatter, but one thing that I do want to say is the second build. Oh yes, we do have a second Talons build because we have two builds in today's video. This is the build you can use actually whichever one you want on whichever build you actually want to. It is completely dependent, but this one does not have viral, as you may see up on screen. But now we are utilizing Weeping Wounds and we're utilizing Primed Reach instead, alongside the melee influence. Again, we're still utilizing it, but we're getting viral through Nourish. And then the last build, the beginner build. Yes, I sadly left this one for last. I have no idea why, but this is it up on screen. Pretty plain and simple. If you do have Blood Rush, use it instead of True Steel because it is going to be a little bit better. And keep in mind, you're not going to get red crits here, but once you grow up into a big Valk player, you definitely will. So we're going to move on to the focus school of choice, and that is going to be Nerimon. Nerimon is going to help you out with your combo counter through Power Spike. Power Spike is going to make your combo counter decay instead of fully disappear. And then Opening Slam, if you slam from your operator into your Warframe, you're going to gain increased chances of gaining combo, which is going to be extremely good because you want to keep up those red crits as much as you possibly can. Now, the weapons of choice, we honestly don't really have none. The only weapon that I highly recommend you use here is the Epitaph or the Epitaph Prime, and this is the build for the Epitaph Prime that I'm utilizing the build, keeping in mind that the damage that you've been seeing throughout the gameplay mostly has been me non-priming enemies, so the damage that you will be doing if you actually prime them is going to be much bigger. So I highly recommend you utilize your primer. Is there another one that I would utilize? No, not really. The Cedo Prime is a good one, and I will leave the build up on screen right now if you want to try your luck with it, but honestly, you don't need another one other than the Epitaph or the Epitaph Prime, the quickest and the best primer that you have, alongside your companion of choice, the Panzerwurppfeiler. The Panzerwurppfeiler will give you viral through viral quills. Tandem Bond is going to be incredibly good because you're going to be getting melee combo counter from your companion. Contagious Bond is going to be spreading those elements that you will be applying to other enemies. Prime Pack Leader or Pack Leader is going to heal your companion, give it overguard as well from your melee attacks. Link Vitality, definitely must recommend, and then Tenacious Bond. This is going to give you a final 1.2 times critical multiplier if your companion's critical chance is above 50%, and it is. And get Synth Deconstruct. Synth Deconstruct is going to make that enemies drop more health, and trust me, those health orbs with Equilibrium are going to be incredibly good. And now this is the claws build up on screen. Claws are primarily here to apply magnetic, radiation, electricity, and we do have magnetic through Magnetic Strike, which is going to turn impact status procs into magnetic damage alongside magnetic claws. You can use Bellringer if you really wanted to knock down enemies, but you don't necessarily need to because you have your first ability, and if not, you have your third ability. And the second companion of choice, we have Nautilus Prime to be precise, alongside the Hellstrom. Hellstrom alongside the Synth Deconstruct is going to be so good because it is an explosive gas. As you can see, you're doing a little bit more elements with the Hellstrom than you are with the Panzerwurppfeiler, and we're utilizing the Nautilus primarily because of Cordon, because of its CC crowd controlling abilities, because in this situation when we are using Nurse, we do not have the CC that we have through our first ability. We do have our third, but still having it through here is so good, but you can still utilize the Panzer if you really want to. And now you might be wondering, how am I supposed to use this build? Well, it is extremely easy. All you need to do is, well, prime the enemies, activate Warcry, activate your fourth ability, start attacking. If you are having energy issues at the beginning, you can try utilizing the preparation mod, for example. If not, give yourself an energy pad. You probably have an energy pad lying around 1 or 2. It's not that expensive. And then start get the ball rolling. Once you get in the rhythm, start activating your third ability, CCing, crowd controlling those enemies, having Nourish active pretty much all the time, because then you're never going to run out of energy. If you have a rip line, if you're using the rip line build, attract as many enemies as you possibly can. As you can see up on screen, you can rip line through 3 rooms to attract 50 enemies and to just demolish them. Keep your eye on your Warcry and your energy and your third ability, and that's pretty much it. Crazy, attack every single enemy that you see and just demolish Steel Path without any issues. In total, I do have to say, I'm in love with this rework. I love this Warframe. I love the mobility. I love the versatility, and the tankiness is so good. Honestly, I haven't done it yet, but I might, if this video gets enough likes. I guess I'll post it, let's say 200 likes. I'll go into endgame level 9,999 with this build. Other than that, maybe subscribing, leaving a like as I mentioned earlier, and commenting down below on what you think of the builds, rework, and all that. Quite interested. Love every single one of you guys. This has been the Gaming Weasel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm over and out.